Hello Fragcom, this is Max Forte to bring you another video. This time it's not going to be a review, but it's going to be something a little different. Basically a facts versus myths from the fragrance community. These are going to be topics that have been talked about, have been discussed, have been debunked, and basically wanted to bring this to your attention. And this is going to be something that's going to serve its purpose to someone who's actually been doing this for maybe a year or two. Not really a huge connoisseur or a fragrance aficionado, someone who's really into the fragrances and know all the ins and outs and the technicalities of fragrances. So hopefully this is helpful. Let me know if you like the video. Please comment, subscribe, and rate. Let me know your thoughts, your facts and myths that you have around fragrances that you'd like to share. It would be greatly appreciated. So starting here with number one, if it's a guy or a woman, should they only buy fragrance that geared towards their gender? Absolutely not. If you wear something that's that smells great to you, you think it smells fantastic in your skin, it agrees with your body chemistry, you absolutely love the scent, there's no reason why you shouldn't wear that. So, there's no gender in fragrance. Whatever you like, whatever feels great, whatever smells good on you, you should definitely rock it. So number two, does price means quality? Absolutely not, guys. There are great fragrances out there that are of very good price tags. Perfect example is Frederic Malle's, the perfumier of Nautica Voyage, which is considered cheap. You can get it for 20 to 30 bucks and you're going to smell fantastic. So what that fragrance is meant to do, it does extremely well. So that myth that only a fragrance that costs an arm and a leg is going to be great, that myth that only a niche fragrance is going to have great performance, is nothing but a myth. There are great designer fragrances, that are great indie fragrances that are great in performance and scent. So don't be fooled, guys. Number three, does coffee beans neutralize the smell of my senses, my smell sense when smelling a whole bunch of fragrances? That's really a myth, guys. The coffee, it's only going to saturate your smell senses even further and confuse your brain when trying to pick out notes and things of that nature. I've spoken to chemists, I've spoken to people that are in the business, deep in the business, not your and please don't take offense to this, but not your salesperson at most general stores, but someone who's really into the breakdown of fragrances and whatnot, and the body, the biology of the body. And this is really a myth. It's better that you continue to smell the fragrances that you're smelling. If you think that you are overwhelmed, go for a walk a little bit, drink some water, and just clean your senses a little bit before you continue to smell on. But the coffee is really a myth. Number four, I like a certain amount of different notes and accords. Does that mean I have a bad taste in fragrance? Absolutely not, guys. If you like a certain number of accords or certain notes that you really think it smells great on you and your body agrees with it, that's just your personal and preference in fragrances. Everybody's different. Not a fragrance that works on me is necessarily going to work on you or the next guy. Of course, there are fragrances that are unanimous. Fragrances like Creed Aventus, for example, most people like it, but there are people out there who do not like it. There's some people who actually despise it. Although I think it's really hard to despise that fragrance because it's really an easy scent to wear and an easy scent to please the people that are smelling it on you. But what are you going to do? So that's number four, guys. Number five, what determines a good projection or longevity on a fragrance? Only high-end frags will have it? Not necessarily, guys. A good composition made by a perfumer with the right balance of notes and accords and a great match with your body chemistry will ensure that great smelling fragrance that will last and project on you. So a lot of times, you may smell something that's projecting and doing great on somebody else's skin. It might not do as good in your skin. So that could be both ways. But yeah, some ingredients are quality ingredients, and fragrances have an amazing projection because they are very well balanced and they have very good ingredients in them. and they put certain agents that will make that combination of elements and compounds to give it out a really good projection. Number 6, I can't rub it in against my skin. Should I just let it waft? Should I rub it in against my skin, or should I just let it waft? So guys, you can dab it, but you really shouldn't create friction by warming up, by rubbing it in. Most likely you're going to kill some of the molecules and avoid the fragrance to develop the way it's supposed to develop on its own, just by wafting and just by drying out in your skin. So the bottom line is, you should really let your fragrance dry out on its own. Let it waft. Do not rub it in. Number 7, the fragrance expiration date. Is there expiration in fragrances? Well, it depends on how you treat your fragrances, how you leave it exposed to lights or places where temperatures are going to be changing a lot, like your bathroom or your restroom. If you leave it in a nice compartment in a place where there's no direct sunlight, or it doesn't get really warm, and if you have a cooler with the temperature, where the temperature is controlled and well balanced, that fragrance could last decades. And as a matter of fact, I have some niche fragrances that I've had for a couple decades, and they smell fantastic. They have not turned on me. But if you don't treat that fragrance well, that juice will go bad, unfortunately. So the expiration date is a point where the average fragrance could last, I'd say, 3 to 5 years. But for the most part, if you treat your fragrance well, it's going to last way beyond that point. So number 8, guys, is niche better than designer? Not necessarily, guys. Niche is a segment of the market, the fragrance industry, that is dedicated for fragrance lovers and connoisseurs that have very specific, intriguing tastes and fragrances. They usually pinpoint certain notes or chords and make these amazing fragrances. But, they have the upper hand in the market of people that really are into fragrances, but there are great designer companies out there, such as Dior, such as Chanel. And they also have a great part of the segment of the fragrance industry in the world. Even if someone who's really appreciative of good fragrance can tell that these fragrance houses use very good ingredients. So it's not 100% true that niche is better than designer, but for the most part they are, because they tend to just focus on fragrances, where these designer companies, they do everything else in fragrance. They do clothes and other apparels, and niche companies for the most part only focus on fragrance. So they tend to do that a little bit. So number 9, should I only apply fragrance on my skin? Not true, guys. You can apply on your clothes, which in some cases will increase the life longevity of that fragrance. You can even spray it in your hair, which I do sometimes, which also increases the projection longevity of that fragrance. I would only caution you, if you have a white garment, to be very careful, because some fragrances will stain that piece of clothes. So be careful with that. But other than that, you can go crazy. You can, spray it on your hair, on your clothes, just all over the place. It's no problem there. Number 10, and last but not least, can I mix or layer my fragrances? Absolutely, positively, yes, you may and you should. As a matter of fact, this is probably an idea of a video that I'm going to be doing very soon. Probably talking about my top 5 or top 10 best combinations and layering of fragrances. I tend to do that a lot with top 4s, with amouages, and in some cases, if those components, those chords and notes agree very well with themselves and your body chemistry, you can create some amazing compositions, guys. So absolutely, you can go crazy and also try to come up with some layers, combining 2 or 3 fragrances, and you may come up with your own blend of scents, which will smell great. So that's about it for now, guys. I hope this was helpful, and please drop down some questions you may have, and also comments, and please respond to this video. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and let me know what are myths and facts that you think are worthy of talking about. And that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Happy New Year to you all. This is actually my first video of 2015, and I'll be putting a lot more videos out. So let me know what ideas, what fragrances you'd like to see being reviewed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.